I am so excited to share this church rummage sale with you. I walked in, I was the first, and I was the only one there. Brian and I kind of split up when we got there, and this is on, again, the third day of the sale. The last day I was there on Saturday. Walked in and asked the ladies what the cost was, and they said it was a Goodwill offering. And I assume that's because we were there on the last day. But oh, there it is, right off the bat. Come on with how cute this is. I couldn't believe it. That was the first thing that went into my bag. So I assumed it was just because it was the last day. And once we were checking out, Brian and I, we got to chit-chatting with the ladies, and you'll see that at the end. I found out that this entire sale, all 3 days, are pay what you can, pay what you want. The entire sale is a Goodwill offering. I have never been to a sale like that. It's typically on the last day. And there wasn't anyone there. I want you next year to join me on either day 1, 2, or 3 and join me at this fantastic rummage sale. They had a section of equipment and outdoors and flower vases. And then when you went down the stairs, starts the entire hard goods vintage gorgeous section. It is so clean. It is so well done. I was told by the ladies that absolutely the one who makes this happen is Leanne, and I believe it's Leanne Patchen, if I understood that right, read that right. So Leanne is the absolute queen of getting this sale going. I met her at the end, and it really, and I know I say this a lot, that I'm really taken with the types of things that are still left, and I really like so many of the sales that I go to in the summer. But truly, and I mean it each time, but truly, look at this. And just the organization and what was still remaining. And again, I'm there all by myself. I did get there at 9. I got there a little before 9. This was like a fabric section. I got there a little bit before 9. There's Brian all by himself. And so this was after 9. This was probably 9:15 or so. So because of the grandbaby, I did look through the toys. I ended up picking up a couple of books for him. And oh, I did bring this home. And when I walked up, the ladies were happy that someone took this. It's a doll and doll clothes in a little travel suitcase. So that did go home with me. They did have things that were individually marked. Those were more as you went down the stairs. There was a section of really gorgeous handmade things, vintage aprons, and some really beautiful vintage silk scarves. There was someone who had done some knitting, and there were blankets, and those items did still have an individual tag on. But I was told that if it didn't have a tag on, it was just meant for you to decide what you wanted to pay. Here was the clothing that was left on the last day. And the ladies told me that I don't know if all of it or some of it, I don't remember exactly what they said, but it gets washed. It gets brought home and washed. Is that not next level? It's so impressive. So this one truly is one you need to join me at one of the days next year. They told me that it always coincides with their crazy days or their sidewalk sale in downtown Anoka, which the other thing is that's a wonderful place to do some vintage shopping. That whole downtown area of Anoka is just really fantastic. And we didn't have a chance to get to those stores, but there's those gorgeous aprons that were still had those tags on, you can see. But it's a fun little place to come for the day. And we also wanted to hit a bakery, and we kept going on. It was we always have things to do. I don't know. Retired people were so darn busy, but this was that area that I was saying was more of the just gorgeous, but more of the tagged still on the items out here. So this is what it was like. Again, you can tell that there weren't many people there, and they deserve to really fill this place up. And it is only once a year. I asked, so as I was leaving, you'll see that Brian, who is, I've said, such a good sport, there he is. he's out visiting with the ladies in the comfortable chair. And when I went to check out is when I met all of them, and what a delightful group of women. And I've learned about another sale that I am going to attend at a senior center and do a video for them as well. Here's what I brought home from this amazing sale, and stop it right now with that strawberry blanket and that doll with her clothes. Okay, let's go through some of these amazing finds. Let's start over here, the Guthrie Theater. Look at these costume sketches, and they're signed. Look at this. Oh, I love this so much. Look at that. Came with a little sheet about the artists. These 4 are framed. Might take those out of the frames, but look at this. Oh, just in love with this. How awesome is that? Scrooge. Oh, love this. Love, love, love this. Coming over here, these 3, this came as a set of 6 glasses, came in these cute little holders. These little blue, I don't know what kind of glass that is. Is that a partie? Is that an after dinner drink? I don't know. It's gorgeous. So these 6 glasses. And again, another just really unique item on the back, signed by the artist, Ellen's Pottery, and talks about how it was made and how you use it, and about the way that this item was made. Absolutely lovely. These 2 lacquer, Japanese lacquer boxes. This pottery, how gorgeous is that? Made in Italy. 2 little pictures. These 2 little sweetie pies. There was a whole section of bells. These 2 I thought were so sweet. I think one of them says fine porcelain. Adorable. This artist signed Bud vase, 1994. Gorgeous. I don't know how I got this one home. Look at this one. Came apart and made in Japan. Isn't that stunning? And how can there not be a pedal that's broken? I love this. Check out the jewelry, and not only check out the jewelry, but the organization of screwback earrings, clip-on earrings, and pins. I'm going to go through really quickly just so you can see the variety. I love selling jewelry, and as you know, I am looking for jewelry to wear to my fancy wedding this fall. So look at that. So not only do I love collecting and reselling some, I just think it's so much more. Oh, I did see that this little one had a little piece that was missing. But look at these little boots, screw back earrings. Gorgeous, right? And then clip. How cool is that? Amazing. I don't know if it was one donor, but boy, did she have great taste. If it was one person donating, did she have marvelous taste. But there was lots of jewelry still left on the last day. Going on with the jewelry, I don't know what these were. They were little. I love miniatures. I don't know what that's for. I just grabbed that. These were, I don't know. They just caught my eye, like, not even sure what to say that they're made of, but it just caught my eye. This awesome Western cuff. And again, the labeling, silver and pearl tennis charm. I took apart my my charm bracelet, and I have sold them one by one by one. The charms that I had were from when I was a little girl in the 70s, sterling silver, all of my charms and my bracelet, and I have sold them one by one, and I'm down to maybe 6 or 7. I had so many. I just sold a necklace similar to that, but this one, I've got a black dress that I'm going to be wearing, and I love that for my weekend. So this one is going to be tried on. These beautiful, I believe, handmade beaded bracelets. This one not, but a silver bracelet. This worry prayer beads. I don't know what this is. If it's some kind of stone, I don't know. I've got to look and see what that is, but I feel like that's a vintage clasp, right? Love vintage jewelry. Vintage lipstick holders. And my husband's father had so many. We've inherited so many things. And he had tie pins and tie clasps. And I have sold off some of those in recently. We inherited jewelry boxes of our parents. So I appreciate vintage men's jewelry. We picked up a few books. I don't know, I just liked her. I don't know anything about this. And then this interesting book about a museum. Grab that. Brian is a duck hunter and a hunter in general. He picked up this devotional book and some of these caps. Our son's good friend, coaches for the Bison in North Dakota. So he grabbed that to represent, and an orange fleece. We have our grandbaby who has a puppy, and so I bought these so that I can read, and I'm going to bring that to their house and read this to him. But look at this one, and if puppies could talk. Oh, stop. So that's a gift from grandma to our grandson. He sits out in the garage, and we have a VHS player, so these are for him. He is going to, I don't know what he does out there, not sure. But while he does that thing, he watches old movies. Loved him and loved collecting pottery. So I thought he was just interesting. And stop it with this. When I bring things home from rummage sales, everything will go in my laundry. So this has yet to be washed, but I know it will wash up beautifully. Stop with how cute this strawberry and floral blanket. Absolutely love that. And this, as I walked out, the lady said, "Oh, I'm so glad someone bought her. Look at her. And all of her clothes." Okay, so I only so far have a grandson. Am I going to need to keep this in case of a granddaughter? Oh, I would play and play and play and play with this. I think she is adorable. And the last thing that Brian picked up was this just little rolling travel case. I believe it's for a laptop, but he thought it would fit under an airplane seat and rolls, and it could be a little like toiletry type kit for him. So he thought he might like to grab that. So support this church sale. The ladies that worked there were so lovely. The inventory was spectacular. The amount of things they had still on the third day, and Brian asked, and the first couple days were really busy. So they work really hard. Their inventory is awesome. I just hope next year you go out and support this awesome church and their mission.